Hi everybody, today we'll discuss the job market in UX design. How tough is it for a UX designer to land a job in this overcrowded industry? Well, stick around because I'll break it all down for you. But before we dive in, consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up because it really helps me out. So, there are 5 most important reasons, in my opinion, on why UX job market is changing. Number one, you need to set out real expectations. After speaking with many IT recruiters, one thing became clear. The UX designer roles are not as frequently sought after as other IT positions. And what do I mean by that? In an IT organization, typically a R&D department, the structure involves few PMs, some product owners, QA engineers, multiple backend and front-end developers, of course, the manager who oversees everything, and 2 UX designers, specifically one UX and one UI designers. So don't expect to see UX designer roles and job openings for these positions as often as front-end ones or back-end ones, because this is not going to happen. Usually in your LinkedIn feed, in the job sections, you will only see somewhere between 10 to 20 available jobs on a weekly basis. So you can see hundreds of available jobs right now. This is not going to happen. So let's take this out of the way. And what does this mean? It means that the competition is really fierce. It's even harder now in 2025 to find a job as a UX designer. But I don't want to sound pessimistic. Let's move to the reason number 2, overhiring in the pandemic. Between 2020 and 2022, IT companies had to cope with high demand for digital services because everything changed at all levels. Remote work skyrocketed, all companies went fully digital, and tech giants like Google, Intel, Meta, Amazon had to cope with high demand. And later on, when the market stabilized, they found out that they don't need 20 developers for working on the same project. They can handle it with only 5. So they hired massively, and later on they fired massively. So there was a lot of bad times for a lot of people. But now the market stabilized and everything changed and went back to the normal, I would say, with a few changes. Number 3, the rising of online courses and UX design bootcamps overpromising employment. So I don't have anything against courses. I also have my own course where I teach everything on one-to-one mentoring live session with over 15 years of experience. But the courses, it's helping you to learn to set a real foundation, a solid foundation, will help you to get more familiar with the industry. But if you see courses presented in such a way that overpromise, that they give you a ticket to a job guarantee, think twice, guys, because it sounds a bit like a fantasy. Because I know the situation. I'm working with junior designers who are struggling to get a job for years, and the situation is much more complicated than you think. It requires a lot of work. So in my opinion, you should get a mentor who can guide you, who can help you avoiding some of the biggest mistakes that he made during his career. So what does this mean? It means that a lot of juniors compete for the same job, and it's even harder for companies to pick one, if you know what I mean. So it's really hard to stand out, but not impossible, not impossible. So no one can guarantee you a job. No one, believe me. It sounds good, it sounds amazing, but think twice, because you have to take a course, you have to don't spend the fortune on it. You have to learn theory, then practice, then take a mentor who can guide you. Then maybe you can work together on some freelance projects so you can gain real world experience that you can upload this experience to your CV, create a compelling CV, then a portfolio with some solid case studies that you can present in front of your hiring managers that demonstrate your design thinking process. So that's the trick. Moving on to the fourth reason is that we should talk some real numbers. So, according to UX Design Institute blog, they laid out a report from Indeed organization. They say that between 2022 and 2023, the job openings post decreased by 73%. And the bright side of this is that UX researcher jobs and product designer jobs appeared, and that this increased by 53% in the last 5 years. And industry like finance, medicine, government are really looking for UX designers because they don't want to stumble into the dark anymore. They really want to build products that solve real needs, users' needs. So they started to appreciate more the jobs, what we do as designers, and the importance of a UX designer inside an organization. The famous Jacob Nielsen stated in his article on UX Tiger on his website, he said that right now we are 3 million UX designers across the entire planet, and by 2040 we will be something like 15 million UX designers because many companies are seeking for UX designers. We will have to know how to handle AI and how to make sense of his findings. We can operate this tool that will become the tool of the future. The most in high demand skill will be critical thinking. So it doesn't matter anymore if we create beautiful products with beautiful interfaces. What matters the most is that we create human-centric products. That's the trick. That's all about. So the fifth reason is the economic uncertainty. Right now, we have the war in Ukraine, we have the post-COVID recovery, we have inflation, we have Trump imposes taxes to Europeans and Chinese. So there's a lot of uncertainty going on in the world. And during these times, companies hesitate. They sit and watch. They try to optimize their cost because these are unsure and uncertain times. And they don't hiring massively. They don't invest in big projects. Some of them invest, but they are more cautious. That's the answer. So during these times, it's even harder for us to find a job, but it's not impossible. You have to stay positive because by 2040, we will be 15 million UX designers across the entire planet. So there's a lot of hope. Even in these uncertain periods, some of the most important people in the world found a lot of solution during crisis. So it's not that hard. It's not impossible. What you have to do is to learn, continuously learning, is to continuous practicing, is to look for ways to improve and to look for ways to become the best designer you could be. So that's it for my side. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to work with me on one-to-one personalized guidance, maybe you want to improve your portfolio, maybe you are stuck on an app, maybe you want to learn the design thinking process from scratch. Maybe if you want to get hired, I can help you with your CV, optimizing your LinkedIn profile, and so on. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn and DM me without hesitation. I will answer anytime and I will answer as quickly as I can. So thank you for your time. Take care, stay safe, and cheers, peace. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.